I like how before people thought this matchup like was terrible for Marth. You know what I mean? Like back in the olden times, like this is not terrible, but like not good.
Well, it went from being like, wow, this is a hard matchup for Marth to,
Wow, this is a really hard matchup for Puff.
It was like almost as bad as Fox. It feels like, depending on how good you're.
Dude, it really, yeah.
It's like both characters are like, oh damn, at a certain percent, the Puff's dead.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just just death. Which is like great because you can really like Puff gives you a lot of time to like focus on things like that. Like you're not constantly in like scramble situations with her. So you're able to pick and choose moments really well against such a slow character.
I'm a Puff disbeliever.
Disbeliever?
I fully think Puff is a bad, Puff's bad. Puff's not a top tier, Puff's a high tier. Like Peach tier.
Do you just think it's like people's like, because the gameplay is so different?
People who play Puff are really good at Puff. That for sure.
Sure.
That's part of it. But like,
I think she can be played in a way that's degenerate enough to make her a top tier. Like
yes, but like
over centralized enough to be a top tier.
If she doesn't get the first stock, though, she can't do that.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Like, look at this.
Yeah, it really does feel like that. I will say, like, if Puff doesn't get like have a lead, it's really bad.
Yeah.
She has the grand equalizer, the sleepy move.
Like Puff.
Yes, it's hard to hit when you're behind like that, but like.
Yeah, like if Puff doesn't get, like if Puff gets the lead, yes. Like I kind of feel the same.
Oh!
That was awesome. I mean, that's what Deer needs. Deer's still very much in this with rest. Ooh, could have rested that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's still, like, Puff is good enough to just do that.
Sure. I think a lot of characters are good enough to reversal like that, but Puff does have like one option or it's a one button punish.
Yeah, but like being able to just like come back like that, you're at like the really low percent and you're only one stock instead of two stocks down.
Yeah, it's
you
still
just
really
like
good.
you just rest them then at that point, and then it's equal.
Yeah, like Peach is still really good too.
Peach can do that too.
Like I don't think Puff's a mid tier. Puff's so good, but
yeah, you still put her in like high tier category.
Yeah, like Puff's in Peach tier, not in Fox tier.
That's a bold take. That's a very bold take.
That's how I feel.
It's a very bold take.
Yeah, Puff doesn't have a lead. It's like she just cannot control neutral.
Yeah, I feel like that's like unanimous among slow characters. Like Puff, even like Peach.
Like sorta. Oh, I love the T drop. Peach has like good enough frame data that she can get away with, like actually like
just playing in your face and
playing
being
footsies
like,
and stuff. Yeah. Especially,
like she's pretty rewarded for playing in your face sometimes.
Absolutely. She's got really good frame data. She's got some of the best frame data, in fact.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, there's just percents where it's like Fox Puff, where like you'll just grab them and they're dead. That's it. Like in this matchup, it wasn't like that before. Like people were just like, okay, well I grabbed Puff at like 80. What do I do?
Well, I remember. I mean, what is it? Apex 2015 when PPU did it to HBox.
Yeah, it was when like pivots were like starting to really like be recognized as like very useful.
That was like the first time, and people like freaked, like, oh my god, like look, this is the future, and it was super ahead of its time, like to a large degree.
I honestly think it should have been implemented way sooner, but I mean like,
well, think about it. That's like pretty soon after UCF exists, and then
no, that was before UCF.
Was 2015 before UCF?
Yeah, that was before UCF.
There you go. I mean,
UCF was like 2016.
He had to have the perfect controller for it.
You know? Yeah. Okay, so that I guess that makes sense then, because like pivots are like very controller dependent.
And now, I mean, even still they are, but not nearly as much as it used to be.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Now you can get a fob and it's not controller dependent.
Yeah.
As someone who uses OEM.
Honestly, I feel like on like most OEMs, pivots are not that gate kept.
I like OEM. Better, but I mean, I don't know. It's
like you
just
gotta have to have like a bad controller with like a bad gray stick for pivots to not work.
Pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Right? I don't know. When it's not working out for the Puff, it just feels hopeless, and like that's not the case with the other top tiers. You know?
Yeah, I can sort of see that, but I feel like
I guess I don't believe in rest as much.
yeah, I believe in that move way too much.
I think that era of Puff is over.
Yeah, I mean, the era of her being like way more over-centralized is definitely over. Like people are understanding how to actually play against her before. Where like a lot of like matchups were just really like a lot of versus Puff matchups were very underdeveloped.
Yeah, I mean, I think Puff excels in an overly defensive atmosphere, and that's what Melee was overly defensive when HBox had his reign. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now the offense is so
early on the year.
It's like we live in the future, right? Like,
yeah. And then you get stuff like this where it's just like even like your best counter pick doesn't feel great.
So many times I see Puffs take people to this stage, and it looks like it's a detriment because the Puff opponent just utilizes the stage to the Puff's disadvantage because the Puff's so slow.
Yeah. Like if she gets a lead, it's miserable against her, but it's vice versa, the same thing.
We're gonna see the same thing, but opposite on Pokemon, because everyone forgets how to play on Pokemon with transformations. All right, let's go. Love to see it. Oh, kills himself.
Yeah, Khryke can do nothing with this, really.
I was gonna say, purposely killed themselves quicker to get the punish there.
Yeah, it's worth it, to be honest.
Especially, yeah,
that's death. Yeah, death. Yeah, sometimes you just grab them and they're just dead.
Oh, we have a frozen. Both these cameras are frozen.
They're both frozen. Oh, that is crazy.
They're both looking like gamers in their frozen cameras, though.
They really are.
Just whatever you just saw on the frozen camera, that's pretty much what they look like right now. Just if you can all envision that at the moment.
They have not moved at all. Dude,
that's tough.
That just feels so bad.
Right?
Like just dying in the first 20 seconds as Puff feels miserable.
Someone's just flashed. Word.
Yeah, really, I don't really know.
What does Puff do?
Yeah, I don't really know what you're supposed to do.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
you see where I'm coming from, at least.
Like, yeah, I do get it, but like,
when it looks bad, it looks really. Yeah,
when it looks bad, it looks miserable. I can't ever take that away from Puff.
Yeah, and when it looks good, it looks great. That's kind of a high tier.
But it's kind of the same thing against her. Like, down against her feels sort of the same way because she's allowed to dictate the pace. Right now, she's not allowed to dictate the pace. She's got to do. Like,
what allows Puff? What allows it? What allows Puff to dictate the pace?
A lead, 100% a lead.
I mean,
if you get a lead, you can run away with it forever as Puff.
100%, but you can't.
I think that's why she's considered so good.
I think that's why Samus is so good, right? Like, Samus, Samus is as good as a
also
mid-tier
doesn't
as
have
Samus
like
is.
if I mess up my execution,
yeah, and that's why Samus
I could
is
just
mid-tier.
die to rest.
That's why Samus is a mid-tier, but Samus with a lead is hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, 100%.
But Samus without a lead is not hard.
Yeah. No, I mean, when the slow characters are allowed to dictate the pace of the game, like, it's miserable for sure.
Yeah, and Puff's the best slow character.
100%. But, yeah, Khryke does not care.
Yeah.
Khryke got the lead and is just
Khryke's a fast
absolutely
character.
running away with it.
All the fast characters shouldn't care. With the I love that.
I respect going all the way out there.
I was going to say, all the fast characters shouldn't care with the exception of probably, like, Falco.
Yeah.
Because Falco's only fast north and south.
Yeah, vertically, very fast. Horizontally, slow bird.
Not so much.
Didn't get the ostrich legs, just got the wings. Dude, that'd be horrifying if there was like an ostrich character in Melee.
The ostrich from Donkey Kong Country that you ride.
Sure.
It's like one of the animal companion drones.